On this final day of May, the 31st of 2025, we gather not merely to mourn, but to remember the trailblazers, the visionaries, the voices that stirred our souls and shaped our collective history. From concert halls to courtrooms, sports fields to sacred cathedrals, these remarkable lives touched ours in profound ways. Some we knew by face, others only by the ripple of their impact, but all left a legacy that lingers like a song long after the singer is gone. Today, we honor those whose presence made the world smarter, fairer, braver, and more beautiful. John Brankus made physics feel like magic. As a visionary mind behind sports science, he turned equations into stories, numbers into awe. Through slow-motion replays and high-tech breakdowns, he revealed the hidden brilliance of elite athletes, and in doing so, brought science to life for millions. But behind the bright lights and booming narration was a quieter man, one who struggled with his own inner weights. His tragic passing reminds us that even those who seem to have it all often carry invisible burdens. Still, John's legacy is indelible. He changed how we see human potential one frame at a time. May we remember to look deeper, to care more, and to celebrate not only success, but also the silent fight within. Betsy Jochum lived a life that blazed trails before most even knew there were trails to blaze. As a founding member of the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League, she took the field in a skirt and cleats, smashing gender norms with every swing of the bat. Known as a Fosse Flash, she dominated with speed, grit, and talent, inspiring young women long before it became acceptable or marketable for them to play ball. Betsy wasn't just an athlete. She was a living testament to what perseverance and passion can do. Her legacy echoes in every little girl who picks up a glove and believes that she, too, belongs on the diamond. Gerald Jones was a titan of quiet progress, a man who chose justice not as a slogan, but as a mission. As a Virginia delegate, and later as a judge, he dedicated his life to building a more equitable system, brick by brick, law by law. He was a champion for underserved communities, a voice of reason and reform in times of tension. With every ruling, every speech, every act of service, he rewrote what was possible for those who had too often been overlooked. His legacy is written not in headlines, but in lives uplifted. Gerald's compass always pointed to fairness, and because of him, the world shifted toward compassion, toward inclusion, toward right. Joan Lippincott made cathedrals sing, a master of sacred music. She transformed centuries-old compositions into vivid, modern experiences. Her command of the pipe organ was legendary. Her fingers flew like birds across keyboards, weaving sound into reverence. As a professor and performer, she inspired countless musicians, emphasizing not only technique but spiritual connection. Her performances were never just recitals. They were meditations, ceremonies, living prayers. In Joan's hands, Bach became breath, silence became sanctuary. Her music lifted us beyond the temporal, reminding us that beauty is power, and that devotion, when paired with skill, can move mountains and souls alike. Dr. William S. Sly was a pioneer of healing, a scientist whose discoveries forever altered the landscape of medical genetics. Through groundbreaking research into lysosomal storage diseases, he gave hope to families where there once was none, turning despair into possibility. His work illuminated the mechanisms behind rare illnesses and led to treatments that saved lives. But more than that, Dr. Sly was a mentor, a teacher, a quiet giant in white coat and kind eyes. His brilliance was matched only by his humility. To the world of medicine, he was a North Star, always pointing toward compassion, innovation, and the sacred calling of care. Sir Kenneth Bloomfield was a steward of calm in a land too long shaken by conflict. As head of the Northern Ireland Civil Service during the Troubles and beyond, he navigated the storm with diplomacy, intellect, and moral clarity. Bloomfield was more than a bureaucrat. He was a bridge. His steady hand helped shape the Good Friday Agreement, and his tireless advocacy for victims of violence brought dignity where there was once only grief. In Belfast and beyond, his name became synonymous with decency. He believed in reconciliation when it seemed impossible. Today, Northern Ireland is freer because he believed peace was worth pursuing. William Dudley didn't just build sets, he built worlds. A transformative figure in British theater, His designs of National Theatre and West End productions blended imagination with cutting-edge technology. He introduced 3D projections and immersive environments long before they became the norm, always pushing boundaries with elegance and flair. His work on productions like The Coast of Utopia and The Woman in White redefined what audiences believed possible. Dudley was a painter, a dreamer, a conjurer of space and color. For him, theater was a living canvas, and each stage a place to awaken wonder. Every curtain call was a tribute to his vision, and that vision will continue to dazzle long after the footlights dim. Andrew Matheson was raw energy in human form. As the electrifying frontman of the Hollywood Brats, he brought punk to the brink before it had a name, combining glam, sneer, and grit in a whirlwind rebellion. Though never a household name, he became a cult icon, an unfiltered artist who didn't ask for permission and never looked back. His songs were jagged hymns of freedom, his performances a riot of sound and sweat. Matheson lived like he sang, loud, wild, and unapologetically real. In his raspy voice and devil-may-care stare, you could feel the pulse of a youth refusing to settle. He sang for the outcasts, and the outcasts will never forget. Today's farewells echo through organ pipes, courtroom benches, concert stages, and silent battles we may never fully understand. We remember innovators and instigators, protectors of justice, poets of rebellion, and healers of the unseen. Each one leaves behind more than a resume. They leave ripples. They carve out paths where none existed, sang truth when silence reigned, and chose to build rather than break. As May closes, let us carry their memory into the next season with open hearts and thoughtful steps. For in honoring them, we grow closer to grace, to understanding, and to the best versions of ourselves.